Hey, how's it going? It's Ollie here. So in today's video, we're going to analyze another niche for Niche Spotlight to see if you should sell it or not. Today, we're looking at stretch wrap. Now, another completely random, completely boring niche, which is what I love. Right? We should be selling boring stuff that's never going to go out of style, isn't some trend that's just going to fizzle out and, is going to stick around and make you money for a very long time. So is this a good niche or not? Well, as always, first thing we want to look at is levels of demand in the marketplace. How many people are buying this product right now, and is there enough revenue for it to be worth it? So we want to see if there's 3 or more sellers making £3,000 a month. I call them 3K sellers. How many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 3K sellers. So it's definitely more than 3. There's definitely a lot of demand. In fact, the number one seller right now is making £42,572 in sales in the past 30 days. So very, very strong product. Lots of people need this. And very high demand. Exciting. All right. What about competition? Is there low competition in this niche? Well, we're going to sort by reviews on AMZ Scout. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sellers with 500 reviews or more. 7 established sellers. Now, these are the sellers that are going to get a lot of the sales because customers see their large volumes of reviews and they trust that the product is good quality and they're more likely to buy from these sellers. They're established. They've been selling for a long time. So they're going to be harder to compete with, and there's 7 of them. We want 5 or less. So no, there isn't 5 or less established sellers. Is there a main brand in page 1? Well, I've had a look at these and I can't see any brands I recognize as national brands. Triplast, for example, if we copy and paste that into Google, we can check the brand, check the company, and we can see, is it big? Well, something does come up here, which is one of the tests for if it's a big name brand. Right, but usually you'll see something come up here, you'll see the logo, you'll see the products being sold in other retail stores, you'll see a bit more information. This one just has a Google Maps location, that's about it. I don't think they're a big brand. Just to show you what it does look like if it is a big brand, if you type in Nike, then you'll see the logo, information, the products in loads of other retail stores, the website, and loads of information and retail outlets and stuff like that. And you even see it in the news sometimes, the Twitter, the social media, articles about it, the Instagram. This is a big brand, whereas Triplast, whatever it's called, I don't think it is. Right, so most of the brands are kind of the same as this one. So is the competition low? No, I wouldn't say it's low. I'd say it's medium. Right, it's just outside of what we want for low competition. But there still might be opportunities. Don't write off a medium competition niche. Just understand that there's a bit of a challenge there because you're going to have to stand out a bit more, do a bit more work to get to page 1. Your product's going to have to be a bit more competitive, but there still could be opportunity. So let's analyze the levels of hassle in this niche. Can we make it ourselves? Well, really, it's a bit of plastic wrapped around a roll. I don't know how to make stretch wrap, to be honest, but I feel like it's simple enough for me to figure out how to make it. If I had the machinery, I could probably get a machinery to make it, and I could, in theory, make it myself. Right? It doesn't mean I'm going to. It just means that when I get it manufactured, it's quite simple. It's not like trying to make, a fridge or something that has a billion bits of circuitry and all kind of stuff, and sounds like a nightmare. So yes, I can make it myself. Is it a low hassle category? Home and kitchen, baby, sports and outdoors, pets, stationery and office supplies. Well, this is in stationery and office supplies, so yes, low hassle category. Is it seasonal? I don't see stretch wrap being very seasonal. It's used for things like pallets, stuff like that. Smaller rolls are used for probably cardboard boxes and other things. I don't see any reason why it would be seasonal, so I'm going to say not seasonal. Now, we could do a deeper dive and look at all the data and see, the sales over a period of time for each product to test whether it's seasonal. I mean, if we look here, there's no particular spike at any time of year, except for recently, here, but that could just be because they're doing more advertising or something. But yeah, throughout the year, for the past 2 years, it's been pretty consistent. Bit up and down as usual, but pretty consistent. Dimensions. How big and bulky is this product? Now, this is where I suspect this product will fall down a little bit. Let's click on this one, which is one of the smaller ones. It's a pack of 2, not a pack of 6. And let's see how big and heavy it actually is. I'm going to go down to the technical details. 1.36 kilograms. So we want it to be under a kilogram ideally. Let's have a look at the dimensions. 8.5 centimeters by 43 by 8.5. So because of that 43 length, this could be an oversized product, and it's heavy as well. So to be honest, the dimensions are not great. It's a bit heavy, and it's a little bit bulky. It's a little bit big. So there is going to be a bit of hassle involved in selling this product. Okay, well, let's have a look at the gap. Are there any issues in the marketplace that we can solve, we can make better? And are there any bundles available? Well, when we think about issues, I usually want to look at the best-selling products and see if they have any obvious problems that we can solve. So taking this one from TPZ, the packaging zone, we're going to click on the listing, open it up in a new tab. We're going to click on the reviews and just see if we can spot any patterns that recur throughout the reviews here that make the customers unhappy. This person says there's a problem with the measurement. Right, so it's not long enough. Okay, fine. So that's a quality control issue. This person says rubbish doesn't stick to itself, tears, and is thin. Interesting. So let's grab that keyword, search the reviews, and see if other people have said it's thin. Okay, thin, thin, thin. 3 people have said it's thin in the 1-star reviews. What about if we go to all stars? Thin, 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 thin. Okay, slight pattern there. A few pages of reviews of people saying it's a bit thin. All right, so potentially we could test offering a product to this niche with a stretch wrap that's a bit thicker. There's an issue we could look into potentially solving. Now, whether the customers will actually pay more for a thicker stretch wrap is it actually a different matter, because although lots of people complain about issues with products, people just like complaining in general. This is something you'll find, actually, it's very interesting about human psychology. They'll complain even though they had an option for a thicker stretch wrap that's on the market that they could have ordered, right, and paid a bit more. They chose to buy the thinner one, and then they'll buy it, and then they'll still complain. That's an entirely that could happen, basically. We need to test it and offer a slightly thicker one, charge a bit more, and see if customers will pay for it or not, or whether they'll just buy the thin one and complain. We don't know. That's something you have to test, but it's a possible issue that could enable you to add more value to the marketplace. So there are possible issues. What about bundles? Are there bundles in this niche? I've certainly seen multiple packs of the same thing, which is, I mean, you could argue that's a bundle, right? This is a pack of 6, pack of 2, pack of 6. Yeah, so there's multiple of the same thing, which could be considered as a bundle. Usually I would consider it as a bundle if it comes with the thing plus an extra product to complement the thing. So it could be stretch wrap plus a free roll of tape or something, or you know, something relevant to what it is you're selling as a bonus product. Some of these things have little plastic things, so this has plastic handles to go with it. Maybe that could be considered as a bundle, possibly. It's debatable, because that could be considered to just be part of the original product. So I'm kind of 50-50 on this. Are there bundles or not? Oh, here's one. Shrink wrap plus gloves. Okay, and this is on page 2. All right, so there is a bundle. It's actually an interesting idea for a bundle, because I assume somebody who's using shrink wrap might need gloves as well. So maybe that's a good idea. Maybe. I'm going to say no to no bundles though, because there technically is at least one. All right, so we've looked at the demand. Okay, we've basically gone through all the elements of the Smash Hit Radar. We looked at the demand, the competition, the levels of hassle, and whether there's a gap in the marketplace. Right, this is how you use the Smash Hit Radar in practice when you're looking at a niche. Right, you use this analysis cheat sheet, and we've analysed it a little bit. Let's give it a score to see whether I would sell this or not. So starting with the levels of demand, this product has amazing levels of demand. 42k on the number one bestseller, and I think it was it 10 or 12? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 3k sellers. So there's very, very high demand. It's looking solid. I'm going to give that a 17 out of 20. All right, pretty good. What about low competition? Well, there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 established ads. We want 5 or less. So it's not low competition, it's medium competition. So for that reason, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 20. All right, it's still doable, but there is a challenge there. You are going to have some competitors who are pretty difficult to compete with. Levels of hassle, we can make it ourselves. It's a low hassle category. It's not seasonal, but the dimensions make it a bit big and bulky. So that's 3 out of 4. I guess by right, I should give it a 15 out of 20. 75%. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. 15 out of 20 for low hassle. It's, in many ways okay, but it's going to be big. You're going to pay oversized FBA fees. So you're going to have to charge enough for it to really be worth it. That seems a little bit generous, actually. 15 out of 20. When it is just so big and you are going to have to pay so much money. So I'm going to knock a couple of points off. I'm going to give it a 12 out of 20 for low hassle. That feels more right to me. All right, what about gap in the marketplace? Well, there's possibly some issues. A bit thin, maybe, some of the roles, although we don't know if that's enough to add enough value, because remember, customers like to buy things, make the wrong choice and then complain. Right? We don't know if they would make the right choice or not. And there aren't no bundles, or in other words, there are bundles. So not a massively obvious gap in the marketplace. I'm going to give this an 11 out of 20. What about hunch? This is just using my kind of intuition, my gut feeling about this product based on other products I've sold. Well, being so big, it's going to be a bit annoying to ship from China. However, it's very durable, so I don't think it will break in shipping, which is great. Getting it from the Amazon warehouse to the customer, definitely going to be a pain because it's so big, so the fees are going to be high. However, is the price high enough for you to make profit after those fees? It doesn't really seem like it. The ones that are selling very well aren't exactly that expensive. We've got one here for £4.30. I don't know how they're making profit. I do not know how they're making profit. I mean, they're fulfilling it themselves, which might give them a better chance, but I don't know about that. This one's $14.99. I mean, I'm going to show you. Let's have a look at what the FBA fees are on this and see how much room they have to make profit. FBA calculator UK. Continuous guest. Search Amazon catalog. Search for the ASIN. The fees you're going to have to pay to Amazon total will be about £6.79 per sale, which really, out of your $14.99 is quite a big percentage, really just going to Amazon fees. Now let's say you were selling the same product, same dimensions and everything, and you were charging $29.99. Now the fees are £10, which is about 33% of the price, which is fine. You can make a profit with that, but at $14.99, you haven't really got much room to make profit. Is it doable? Yeah, it's doable for sure, but it's just going to be challenging. So to make a profit, you're going to have to add enough value to be able to charge something like £25 like this seller here. And then you'll probably be okay, or maybe $39.95. And they've done that by offering 6 rolls, which means their fees are going to be even higher, probably. However, £40 gives you a lot of room to make profit after Amazon's fees. So, with all that in mind, my hunch says this product's going to be a bit annoying to sell, but because of the levels of demand, it's still doable. So I'm not going to give it a really low rating. I'm going to give it a 12 out of 20. So let's add these up and see what the overall score is. We've got 17 for high demand, 10 for low competition, 12 for low hassle, 11 for gap, and 12 for hunch gives this a 62 out of 100 score. It's got an opportunity. There's a lot of demand there, but you're going to have to find a way to make profit after the big oversized FBA fees. If you're going to add enough value and charge enough money to sell the product, you can do that. But that's a big if. You're going to have to figure out how to add that much value. Maybe offering a thicker product than the other customers. Maybe bundling it with something. Maybe doing a group of 4 or 8 with something extra rather than 6 or 2 like everybody else has done. There's ways to add value. You're just going to have to figure out which one works so you can charge enough to make profit. That will be the purpose of your test batch. So if you want help hitting your goals selling on Amazon and you want to launch a product that's a bit easier than this one, then click the link on the description and book in a free Amazon Accelerator call with me. Here's what we'll do on that call. First of all, we'll establish your goals. Get really clear on what your life should be like once you hit your goals. How much money you want to be earning, where you want to be living, what kind of business you want to build, that kind of thing. Get really clear on that. Once you're clear on that, we'll talk about how things are now. Where are you starting from? How much experience do you have selling on Amazon? Are you just at the beginning? That's totally fine. If you've got a little bit of progress, that's awesome. We'll talk about other things to do with your situation. How's your life right now? What challenges are you having at the moment? What kind of budget are you working with? Once we know where you're starting from, we know your goals. Next thing to do is to create a plan that maps out the journey from where you're starting from to hitting the goals. So you know exactly what steps to take. And then once together we've come up with this plan, we can talk about ways I can help you make that journey a lot quicker. Imagine doing it in 3 months rather than 3 years. Wouldn't that be amazing? That's what we'll talk about. So we'll talk about such options such as I can actually help you research a product. I can research it for you. I can help you get the product listed on Amazon, write the listing for you. I can help you import the stock. There's loads of stuff we can do, and I can work with you one-to-one as you build the business. So if you're interested, click the link in the description. Sign up for the free call. We'll come up with your plan together. You'll get loads of clarity. And then if you want, we can work together. If not, no worries at all. Thanks so much for watching this video. Get your call booked. And make sure you like and subscribe as well. There'll be lots more videos like this. Thanks so much for watching. And we'll catch up very soon.